Hey guys, and welcome to Dad Goes Green. My name is Tavo, and I'm super happy to be walking alongside you on this plant based journey today. So, this is my first update, 2 months into my plant based journey. And if you've been following me, you'll know that I began my plant based journey back in November of 2019. So, the reason I decided to embark on a plant based diet was primarily to improve my health and nutrition. I'd been dealing with some digestive issues and was ready to make a change. So I was also inspired by a number of people and shows like Forks Over Knives and The Game Changers that were on Netflix, and that made for another compelling reason to start. So, secondly, my goal was to set up a better foundation for my fitness goals. I've been working out consistently 3 to 5 days per week for the last 5 years or so. So, in addition, I chose to create a website and a blog with the hopes of inspiring other people to do the same. So, Dad Goes Green blog was intended to ramp up my efforts and allow me to document my dietary changes and to share it in a fun and inspiring way. So, I may even add a supplemental blog that would focus on teaching others to build their own websites and as well in the near future. So, stay tuned on that. But for now, let's share how we're doing. So I wanted to organize my thoughts in a way that would kind of make sense. So I thought I'd start off with a SWOT style format. So SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Let's see how this goes. So let's start with strengths, or what worked for me to date. Number one, meal planning. So confession time, I like to eat. I'm a foodie, and prior to going green, I would make lots of savory, delicious, traditional Italian and Mexican style dishes, and that's what I grew up eating. So whether it was sausage and peppers over penne pasta, or chicken enchiladas, beef tacos, or pasta alla carbonara, I couldn't get enough of that stuff. So initially I found it hard to replace those amazing comfort food type dishes because I thought I had to eat plain old raw veggies or steamed veggies with brown rice all the time. How boring is that, right? After a couple of weeks, I knew I needed to find some help. So I searched out a variety of different meal plans and meal planners online and found some helpful meal planning apps like the Engine 2 Meal Planner, I think they call it the Engine 2 Diet, and PCRM, which stands for Physicians Council for Responsible Medicine. Now, full disclosure, some of these apps are paid apps or planners, but they're not too expensive. I've always thought that if they work for me, then they were worth the investment. So you be the judge and decide for yourself. Both have been extremely helpful for me in providing great meal ideas and inspiration. I could either prep the meals as recommended or doll them up with my favorite spices and additions, kind of to make them my own. So I'll hope to share these with you sometime in the future. So the main benefit of a meal planner, however, was taking the burden off of my mind. That pressure that comes from being hungry with no idea of what you're going to eat is daunting. So for this reason alone, you should try one of these options. And you'll definitely be glad you did. So number two, using a shopping list. The meal planning took the pressure off with great ideas, but I still needed to buy the ingredients. So fortunately, these planning apps include a grocery list or shopping list feature. Awesome sauce. It was great. These features allow you to export a grocery list of items straight out of the app. The lists are based on the number of people eating, and they can be customized to omit any ingredients that you don't like. Like, for example, if you don't like onions or don't like tomatoes, or if you have a food allergy like nuts or gluten, you can omit those too. So this is truly an awesome feature and a really helpful tool to prep you and your trip to the store. So the shopping list definitely took some additional stress off of my back. So number three, start slow and be patient. One big tip I learned from others on their plant-based journey was starting slow. So going green can be a bit of a change. It has social, physical, emotional, and psychological implications. So it can be very stressful at times. I'm doing this to improve my health and mindset, not to destroy it. So it's important to look at this as a long-term journey more of a marathon than a sprint. And if you've ever trained for a marathon or something like that, you'll know it takes time to prepare for that type of journey. It's also important to be patient and flexible with yourself, especially while you're still figuring out what compliant is going to mean to you. as it pertains to meat and dairy. I'm still working on this myself in general. I've chosen to go mostly a vegan diet. However, if I eat a slice of veggie pizza with some cheese, or if I accidentally order a regular latte at Starbucks, no big deal. A little milk or cheese every now and then isn't going to ruin my long-term objectives. So figure out where you need to be more flexible and kind to yourself. The last thing any of us should be doing is beating ourselves up over our diet. So understand this is a journey. It's going to take time, but you have everything you need to be successful. Number 4, support and community. So stay plugged into a supportive community. That's the biggest reason why I started this website, to provide support and inspiration for all of you. So I do recognize my limitations, however, and also know that it helps to get multiple bits of advice from different places. So find and plug into Facebook groups, social media groups of like-minded people. Examples of this would be like theforksoverknives.com, plantstrong.com, nutritionfacts.org. These are all resources that can be really good. PCRM is another really good one. Another good one is plantbasednews.com. All of these are active groups. They're posting inspiring stories daily, and they're all stories of other people who are on the same plant-based journey as you and I are, at different phases in the process, from brand new to veteran plant-based eaters. They all have much to offer, from moms and dads to hardcore athletes running ultra marathons. They're all represented there. We're all after the same or similar goals regarding nutrition. So just be aware of the idealistic trolls that can be out there that may criticize you or your food choices. Remember, this is your journey. You do you, and you'll be all right. I respect anyone that's looking to improve their diet and their health, no matter what their reason for doing that. And I believe others should respect you the same way. So let's go to the W for weaknesses, or what didn't work for me. Number 1, winging it. Again, I like to eat, so if there's one thing I've enjoyed is not really worrying too much about portion size. Nevertheless, I did not enjoy heading out to a family or work event not knowing if there was going to be a healthy green option when I arrived. So nothing is worse than going hungry, period. So the experience did open me up to considering intermittent fasting, however, so I may write about that experience if we go down that road. Bottom line, always have a hearty snack available. For example, a small bag of nuts, a protein bar, or a Ziploc bag with some carrot sticks and such. These can all help hold you over until a veggie full meal option is available. Also, drink tons of water. More importantly, hunger reminds me that how vital it is and necessary to include healthy fats in my meals. Adding nuts or avocado, hummus, which normally has tahini in it and is made of sesame seeds, that can all fill you up. All types of legumes go well with your meals as well and can have a very satiating effect. So listen to the Boy Scouts whose motto is be prepared and don't wing it. Number 2, hiding it. Have you ever been at the buffet with friends or coworkers and they notice that you've skipped that main course? That meat omission can be the topic of the entire lunch or meal if you let it. So if friends or family ask you if you're skipping the meat, own up to it and own up to your decision to go green. If you hide it or if you get defensive, it becomes very obvious that you're not even convinced for yourself of why you're eating this way. Reestablish your why. Keep it top of mind. Be prepared and proud of your decision to improve your health. Anyone that can't be positive of that or supportive of your decision isn't much of a friend in my opinion, or they just need a little bit of time to adjust to it. So number 3, not consuming enough greens or water. It can be easy sometimes to focus on your diet on beans and grains. They're simple to prepare in bulk and last a while in your fridge and or freezer. However, without plenty of greens and water, you may find yourself bloated and constipated, and that sucks. Remedy that by aiming to include greens and veggies at every meal. Add some shredded carrots to your overnight oats with a dash of cinnamon and raisin for a carrot cake style overnight oatmeal, or top a bed of lettuce with a spoonful of quinoa and roasted veggies for lunch or dinner. Drink at least 5 large glasses of water per day. Make a nice big salad with all the fixins as a side dish anytime, and this will ensure that you have plenty of fiber and are well hydrated, and it'll keep the pipes flowing, if you know what I mean. The digestive pipes, that is. So let's move on to the O for opportunities. Stay positive. It can be challenging switching to a plant-based diet. So it can be even worse if you have a bad attitude about it. Staying positive when times get rough and you feel like giving up. Remember your why and know that you're on a noble quest. You may even find yourself inspiring others. People are not only attracted to a person with a plan, they are drawn by positivity. And perhaps because there seems to be so much less of this around these days. So number 2, discover new ingredients. Experiment with new spices for added flavor. Try new ingredients that you may never have heard of before. I've discovered that Asian stores and Indian markets have an incredible variety of yummy foods. I even made my first batch of homemade kimchi the other day. I've been serving kimchi on rice, braised greens over beans with great results. Shoot, I've even found myself snacking on it as a quick and spicy treat sometimes. One new ingredient that I've loved has been Korean radish. It tastes like a white carrot with a mild parsnip flavor. It's crunchy, flavorful. It's a wonderful veggie. Play around and discover some of this new stuff for yourself. Not all are going to be winners, but you'll have fun discovering it. I bought a pretty nasty fermented soy product the other day at an Asian food store. It looked really good in the jar, but one quick taste and boy, was it salty. So into the trash went that sample, but I wasn't perturbed. I'll probably just need to Google how to properly use that ingredient in a recipe sometime, and I'm sure it would be delicious. So I'm going to continue to try new products willingly. Number 3, stay active. I'm pretty active most weeks, hitting the gym 3 to 5 times per week. Recently, I've reignited my love of walking and running. I like that. And I like that I can walk or run to my favorite music or podcast and get a really good sweat going. My goal each day is to break a sweat. And I'd encourage you too to break one also. Daily if possible, if not at least 3 to 5 times per week. Also, stay active and move regularly, as it has a lot of health benefits. Most importantly, it can reduce your risk of disease and help to promote regular digestion. Plus, the fresh air can always do us some good. Okay, let's move on to the T for threats. Number 1, highly processed foods and snacks. As you go searching for that perfect snack to hold you over, watch out. There are many products out there that are technically veggie or vegan, but that you shouldn't really be eating often. Examples, Oreos, French fries. Stick with whole food options like broccoli, florets, cut carrots, edamame, nuts, seeds, and raisins. Number 2, negative friends and family. I write in quotations because if they can't support you for wanting to improve your health, they're not really friends. Protect your mind and protect what you're allowing into it. This can be friends, TV, web content, music, etc. Garbage in equals garbage out. Work to cleanse your environment of the negative wherever possible. Invite more inspirational content into your life. Share your journeys with others. Oftentimes, you might never know how a positive journey can help them with their personal growth. Number 3, eating out. In and out has been a weakness for me. The family loves it. But you got to identify your own kryptonite out there. I can get close to eating something veggie or compliant at In-N-Out by ordering a veggie burger with no meat. Basically, it's a grilled cheese with veggies like lettuce and tomatoes and pickles and stuff like that without the secret sauce. So I'll play around with other options for you as I go through my journey and see what I discover too. Or for you, depending upon how strict you want to be as you ease into this lifestyle, perhaps you choose to indulge once a month or so and order the full burger. I feel best when I avoid the animal proteins altogether, so I opt not to typically, but you decide what you want to do. Remember, you do you. Next, let's cover mindset, okay? I think it's an important part of what we're doing here. How am I feeling? So how do I feel after 2 months of eating plant-based? Great overall. I'm feeling empowered. I'm feeling more and more like I can do this. I'm getting comfortable or more comfortable with my food options, eating out or when I'm traveling. And I love it. I'm also noticing there are a lot of people out there that want to change their dietary choices. So shows like The Game Changers and Forks Over Knives and all those others have really struck a chord in the United States. And I know they're not the be all and end all of plant-based eating, but I do think they are drawing a lot of positive attention to the crazy way most Americans eat these days. Again, my goal is to share and invite you to share as well. So our Facebook page has been an easy way to do that, but feel free also to comment on our blog as well. I'd love to know how best to serve you and what content you're interested in seeing and viewing. So keep moving forward daily. I'm rooting for you guys. Thanks again.